Hello everyone, Professor Brenton Fitzgerald from Fluid Jiu-Jitsu here, first degree black belt under Master Pedro Sauer. This is another Mat Side chat, and we're gonna talk a little bit about the COG system today. It's a system that I've been talking about for about a year now, and it kind of revolutionized the way I teach things, and hopefully the way that my students have been learning things. So let's talk about that. So if you can picture a watch and the inner workings of a watch, not just the face with the hands, but underneath that there's a system of little wheels with things that poke out, and those are the cogs, and each cog is a little bit different size, and one turns and it turns the other one just a little bit, and then it turns again, and that one turns another one, and there's a system of cogs, and the fancier the watch, the more cogs there are, and it keeps the timepiece accurate when all those cogs are working together. So the system that I've been talking about is the cog system of jiu-jitsu. When you're doing a move, when you're doing a technique, there are parts of that technique that have to be in sequence and done correctly and properly. Otherwise, the technique doesn't work. Even in the simplest of arm bars, there's still very many steps that you have to take to get to that arm bar. And higher levels, they kind of do that whole step by step in one step, but there's still a series of things that need to set up, and you have to recognize that. So each one of those steps I liken to one of the cogs in the watch, and each step has to move just a little bit to move the next cog, the next step. And if at any point that one of those cogs is stopped or removed from that watch, the entire system, the entire watch will stop. The time will stop, and it just won't work. So all of the cogs need to be moving in the same direction and doing what they're supposed to do to make the watch work. And it's the same way in jiu-jitsu techniques. If one of those steps, for the arm bar, let's take that example. So you need to isolate the arm to one side. You need to put your foot on the hip from the guard. You need to put your foot on the hip. You need to rotate yourself around. Those are all different steps. If you don't do any of those, or you miss one of those steps, you pulled a cog out of the watch, and now that arm bar isn't going to work. So once you get to the side, now you have to push the head, you have to throw the leg over, squeeze the knees, and lift the hips. And all of those are cogs in the watch, as it were, of the arm bar. And again, if you miss one of those cogs, you're going to stop the watch. You're going to stop the arm bar. So hopefully that helps. I know this is a little more geared towards the jiu-jitsu people, but it's an interesting concept. Use it for everything you do. Use it for your sweeps. Use it for your arm bars. Use it for your triangles. Use it for your kimuras. Any submission, think about those steps, and that those steps have to be in line. And if they're not, you probably didn't get the submission. Thanks, guys. Take care.